We've got a Braggot. A Braggot's coming your way real soon. What is a Braggot? So, we're doing this thing, the homebrew challenge thing. It's been done by tons of people before. We thought we'd be an original and we really weren't. So, we've got 120 different styles of beer we've counted in the BJCP, and we're trying to brew one of each. One of mine is like a hybrid. I don't know exactly what the BJCP style is. I'll put it there, but it's basically using fermentables other than grain to make your alcohol. Could have gone the whole way with mead, but mead's a whole other style, and you know, mead's their own like beast, and I wanted something that still tasted beery. Did a bit of research, a couple of pages on, you know, Wikipedia or whatever, and found Braggot. And Braggot is basically, yeah, using a combination of malt and honey, we create an alcoholic, bubbly beverage. Mead is probably the oldest, you know, alcohol in the world. It was the, you know, fermented, using fermented honey. People used to get, you know, munted, had a bit of fun off that. This is just adding a bit of grain. There's a couple of articles that say that no one actually knows if it was fermented malt, fermented grapes, wine, or fermented honey that is the oldest, but I've read others that say mead is, so I thought, you know, do your own. I don't know. Let's see what's going on. Dogfish Head actually do like a commercial style of like a blend of all three. I think they call it ancient ale, and it's basically got grain, honey, and grapes they mash to make the that. I haven't been able to get my hands on that. I don't think that's been made in about 7-8 years, something like that. But there's actually a wicked little brewery. I think it's New South Wales. I've got a Braggot coming from them. They're the only ones I could actually find in Australia. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's called Stone Dog, something like that. New South Wales or Victoria, I can't actually remember. I apologise, Stone Dog. I'll put that information now as well. So about the brew day, easy. I've got some pale malt, some Munich malt, and some Crystal 10. I'm going to mash that for between 60 and 90 until I hit my marks. FG, OG, all of that. I'll put all that in the recipe section next, the next kind of thing. I'm going to do a 90-minute boil on this one as well. I have no reason for that other than the recipe that I've kind of stolen has suggested that I do a 90-minute boil. We've got some Hallertau going in, it's just some German noble hops. And we're not actually introducing the honey until secondary. So the wort that I produced today is going to get fermented with some English ale yeast. And once that's like the primary's done, I'm going to introduce some local honey and let it re-ferment again for a little while. Yeah, going to rack that into keg and serve off tap, just because a bit cautious of this one with the ability to produce some bottle bombs. So I'll definitely be kegging and serving just off the tap. So enjoy, have a watch. Might even go through a bit of what I'm doing over here in a sec and show you guys how I make beer. mash is almost done, I'm just giving it a bit of a stir to kick up, you know, grain off the bottom so we're not getting any stuck mashes. Give you a bit of a run through of you know, my system and how I make beer. So, old keg, hot liquor tank. Got a temp controller here that plugs into like an electric element thing, and kind of set that to 70. Heat up all of the liquor I need to start. About 40 odd litres for a batch like this. 40 litres is, I'm not even going to have a guess in gallons, I don't know. Basically, yeah, that goes through to the mash tun. So, mash tun, here I've got a false bottom on that. And here's like, it's just an urn, but I've put like a copper coil inside. And what I do there, or the reason for that is, that kind of holds temp, and it constantly like vorlafs. I think it's called like herms or rims or some kind of shit. I don't know, like I just kind of do it. So basically, there's a pump down that corner as well. So basically what happens is, once that gets the temp, I dump 20 to 25 litres in, like as the, you know, strike water, the foundation water, whatever. Kick the pump on and let the pump kind of run through, like just so I get all of the water circulating. Dump the grains in to start mashing. You know, give it the old stir to make sure it doesn't stick to mash. And do that for between 60 and 90 minutes, depending on what I need to get the gravity I need for, you know, the initial mash. What this kind of does is, so there's water in that urn, obviously, and like I set that to about 65 to 67 degrees, depending on what I want to hold the mash at. It's also a way that I can like step mash if required, like, so that wort goes up and in and through that coil, then back out over the top. It like clears the wort as it goes back over the grain bed and kind of keeps it at temp in that urn, because that's like 65 to 67 degrees. I've got another temp controller over there controlling that. So yeah, that's how I kind of do it. Once that's kind of done, like once the time's up and I've got the readings and shit, I've got a kettle over there. I'll empty the wort into the kettle, figure out the volume, figure out all of that, and then depending on what I get and how much is in the kettle, I'll dump between 15 to 20 litres into the mash tun to do my sparge. I don't normally just do like a 10-15 minute batch sparge, like just wash the rest of the sugar off that grain and then get it into the kettle. Aiming for about 32 litres. Maybe I'll go for about 35 actually on this one because it's going to be real high gravity. 35 litres into kettle, so I'll just close the valves off once I get to 35 in the kettle and start our boil. So I'm actually going to get the fermenter clean now. So while this is mashing and all that's going on, fermenter's getting clean. I'll kind of show you that. I've got a new stainless conical, so fun and games. Fun and games. Mash is done, sparge is done, wort is in the kettle. Right, so clean the new fermenter fridge out. Fermenter is cleaned, not full, but I've got the sanitizer in there already. We're going to dump that get that ready to receive delicious boiled wort ready for fermentation. So I'll just go a little run through of what I got going on here and how we're going to ferment it. So fridge, obviously. Temp controller. This little thing at the front of this is a thermo well, so we can put our temperature probe in there. Might take that at the end there just so it doesn't move, but that's going to basically give us a nice accurate reading of what our wort is doing inside the FV. Alright. Sample port, dump valve. So we'll take our nice little samples for our readings from that midway one. That's like got a little thing inside it, like it like scopes up. So once fermentation starts and stuff like that, all the trube will be sitting like in the cone, and like this port comes up and like the top of it's just out there, so we can rack nice clean wort straight off of the top there. And yeah, that dump port there, we might be able to start harvesting some yeast now that we've got a nice conical and a dump port. So we just get the last of the sanitizer out. The sanitizer is going to be at the top there. I've already done a bit of a rinse through there. So there you have it, that easy. I don't have a PVRV on the top there, so what we're going to do is we're going to try either put some tubing to a little thing that starts down at the bottom, so we don't get any oxidization and stuff. May even just keep that closed and spun it, but I haven't decided yet. So yeah, the problem with that is because I haven't got a valve, like a spunning valve, I'll need to constantly be checking and releasing pressure just to make sure that we don't explode the thing. So yeah, there we go. That's fermenter's done, ready, clean. While we're waiting for our wort to boil. So now we go watch the wort. Get ready to start doing our additions. Alrighty, boil's done. I've had to change, have a bit of a shower and stuff. I've got some chemical on me or something. I know, a bit of an allergic reaction. I don't really know. I've got a showered, done, clean, better. Boil went okay. Additions added in. We've got the fermenter here ready to go, clean. We've had a transfer from the kettle to the FV. Obviously not best practice, but we kind of go on the premise that doing all of this, we're going to aerate it a bit, so whatever. Pitching temp, going to be about 20 degrees, going to ferment this at 18. Do a bit of an update as we go. So yeah, watch us rack into the old FV. Alrighty, so just to recap. Mashed, sparged, all done. Into the kettle, we had about 31 litres. So we didn't get quite the volume we wanted, but whatever. Had a 75-minute boil. 60-minute addition of hallertau and a 5-minute addition of hallertau. Well pulled for about 10-15 minutes just to drop that temp down to, you know, 80, 75 degrees. We've got about 27.5, 28.5 litres in the FV right now. I've got to figure out a better system for that because that was on the ground and I had to, I don't know, I'll try to just, can you see that? That was heavy and hot and I had to lift it up and into there, and new system, need a pump, need something else. Temperature probe's in. I'm going to pitch the yeast probably tomorrow morning once the temperature drops to 20 degrees, and then we're going to ferment at 18. I'll put the OG there. I've taken the sample, I've like taken the snipe off, but it's still like, you know, 60 something degrees, so I've got it in the freezer. Once I take the correct measurement, work out an OG, do some numbers, whatever, but yeah, OG will be there. I'm going to give you an update. There's no dry hop or anything. I'll do another vid when, or even on this video, I'll do it on this video. When we're ready to add the honey to make it a Braggot. So yeah, we'll go from there. Just got to finish in primary, then we have the honey, second primary. Harley, don't drink that. And then let it sit in the keg for a bit. Brew day, Braggot day, done.